What's up, YouTube? Today's video is all about bars, and I have a little extra that I'm gonna talk about towards the end. But in this video, we're gonna talk about the different types of bars that there are available, and in particular, the differences between cast, poured, machine, finished, and pressed bars. I've seen this topic come up a couple of times and just wanted to provide some examples that I have in my collection on the different types of bars. This Scottsdale Stacker bar, for instance, is a machined finished bar. Another example is this Engelhard, which Stackmaster G, so shout out to him for letting me know that this particular bar is also machine finished. This is an example of a poured bar. This is a Mr. Zeke 102 gram bar, and this is a Hi-Ho silver bar, poured bar. And then of course your standard press bar, which is the de facto bar that most of us get because they're the lowest premium and all machine finished or machine pressed. This particular JM bar has a higher premium than others because of its age and rarity, but considering other bars, Presto bars like Apmex, Provident, etc., those usually don't carry a premium like these little generic bars. The Johnson Matthey and Engelhard bars can carry a small premium all the way to a ridiculous premium because of the collectability of these bars and the fact that they are no longer minted. One of the main sources is allengelhard.com for both JM and Engelhard bars. One of the reasons why I like the Engelhard and JM bars is because of the different types of bars that they have, and ultimately why this video is here. You can find cast bars, poured bars, pressed bars, machine finished bars, and hand poured bars or machine poured bars, and all kinds of different stamps, serial numbers, etc. So in this example of a poured bar, well, I can't exactly tell if this is poured or cast. It's kind of in between because the bottom is a little bit symmetrical, but you can see some unevenness. But for the Perth bar, which is totally cast because of the uniformity, this is the main difference between cast and poured. With this Hi-Ho, it usually has those little pockets. Here's an example on the Silvertown, which looks like recycled silver. I forgot to bring out my extruded bar, which is like a strip of silver that's just been machine cut. It's pretty industrial looking. I've featured it before. It's the OPM kilo bar that I have. You'll see a lot of these extruded bars on Stackmaster G and Steady Stack and Silver's channel. In a way, I wish I could collect the same kind of kilo because it would help in terms of stacking, but at the same time, I kind of like a different variety so I can see the different types. The thickness, the dimensions, they're all a little different. Some thinner, some wider, some shorter, some fatter. You can see this particular loaf bar from Engelhard. The bottom doesn't look like it's been poured at all. It's just smooth finish, just like this pressed bar. One thing that I do like about the poured bars is that it really has an organic look because each one is different based on the heating and cooling of it. So with cast bars, the main difference between cast and poured is that cast bars are heated up more uniformly and cooled uniformly. There's no sudden drop or a sudden drop in temperature that causes those little pockets. And real quick, I wanted to show you an example. I tried to stamp some cheap rounders so that I could get some cheaper rounds to kind of distribute out, and it was a total fail. Instead, I ended up denting the round and not even making any sort of impression on the planchet or the round. Then I questioned if it was 999 or if it was some other material, so I threw it on the verifier, and it was. So I guess those planchets are a little bit harder than I thought. I guess you need to press to really get it in there. The density is already different than a poured bar. The poured bar was definitely easier to get a stamp impression on. So that's just one of those things to kind of make note of. When it comes to silver, there's usually the question between rounds versus bars or coins versus bars. And in general, I favor bars over coins, but in reality, the easier one to kind of sell and move are coins, and very specific coins. The ones that are more mainstream are easier to resell on the secondary market and are highly liquid with local coin shops. Bars in certain sizes are easier to sell than others because of the premiums and or lack thereof. Also, when you don't have too much of a premium, you don't have to worry about losing it at a coin shop or a pawn shop or whoever is going to cash you out. If you do coins, then you have to worry about getting that premium back on kookaburras, pandas, and all types of coinage. As you can see, I've been handling every single one of these bars raw, and it doesn't affect the value at all. I can't do that to a coin, so in general, I like these because I can also buy more with the same amount of money. When it comes to bars versus coins, the struggle is real. You still saw me buying coins, so obviously I do like coins as well. So it all depends on the situation and the scenario. Let me know when you think it's appropriate to buy a coin or a bar in the comment section below. And please comment, like, and subscribe.